Hello everyone, I'm Rainbow Rat, and today we are back with Don't Toy With Me. Now this is a very cool, very nice, you know, visual novel that I have started. So, let's load into this. Oh yeah, I'm making something for the name. I'll get to it. It's been a week since I played this. I forgot their names, but I'll know it. Okay, so it's a puppet, and she broke the cane that I specially made for the puppet. Let's try remaking the cane. Right, the cane really meant a lot to him. You originally thought of it as a convenience item to help him reach things around the house that were difficult for him without hands. But you wanted it to be personal for him as well, hence the elaborate customization. While not the most beautiful miniature you ever crafted for the house, as a first for him, it still holds some meaning. I didn't realize my ceiling fan was still on, but I can't hear it, so I think it's fine. You decide to clear the remains of the old one once everyone is asleep, and you'll make it anew. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Back. Shoot, I closed the game. I forgot I can use space. Over the next couple of days, you leave the dollhouse alone to work diligently on the cane for Huxley. Huxley, baby! You imagine he would like some time without you looming over the house after what happened before. However, you know that before you can present him with his cane, you'll have to try to get things back to normal within the house. It's time to check on Dahlia. You find her lying on her bed, completely despondent. She's fully dressed, though you can't be sure whether that means she's been getting up every day to get ready or just hasn't changed into her pajamas since you put her here. You unlock the door with a click. She's immediately alert. You're back! I thought maybe you were going to leave me in here forever. I'm sorry for acting out before. I shouldn't have destroyed something that you made. Well, this is a surprise, but you doubt she'll learn much from this, even if she's trying to make it up with you now. You should consider my feelings too, though. It's not about the gifts, specifically. You know that, don't you? Oh boy, you weren't sure what to do in response to this. She looks ready to burst into tears, and you're still pretty cross with her. It doesn't negate your suspicion that she's only trying to get your sympathy so you'll forgive her for acting out. She looks up and around the room expectantly. When nothing happens, she slowly sinks. I see. You don't want to talk about it right now. That's fine. It's fine. I should go let Huxley and Whisker know I'm out again. And I suppose talk to Huxley about this. I love you. Please talk to me soon. She anxiously hurries out of the room, her posture stiff and her expression full of worry. Just in case, you stick around to listen in on her and Huxley. You find the conversation already in progress, but their voices are low and hard to hear. Perhaps Dahlia doesn't want you to listen in. I just worry that that's the direction this is going. I don't remember it clearly, but I do have mentions in my journal. I don't think it's out of the question that replacement is what they have in mind. Well, I don't know him very well, so I couldn't say that, but when I got here, you tried very hard to tell me how much you trusted them on stuff. Plus, don't you think it's kind of an overreaction to a few gifts for me? This house is already full of stuff for you, so it's just common sense that more things would be added for me to balance it out. You just don't get it. My bond with them is special, so I can tell when they're pulling away. Well, so what then? So what? Yeah, I mean, they put me in here for you, didn't they? It's not like you'd be alone, even if they did decide to focus their attention on me. That's not the same! Oh. Ugh, I'm not trying to say I don't like you, Huxley. I like you a lot. You're my friend. But the owner, that's something else different entirely. My friendship with you makes me happy, but you don't give me life purpose. Nobody can do that for you, Dahlia. I know you think you're just made for them, but here's the thing. You have no purpose. Nobody does. Excuse me. Nobody can give you one. That's the awful truth. You have to get by in life on your own will. Or just spin your wheels like I was when I just gave up. It's your own choice. There's no pressure to live for someone else, but there's no drive outside of your own ones. And that's difficult, but it is what it is. But that can't possibly be right. And how would you know anyway? You spent your whole life just moping around hating what you are. Just because you lack any purpose doesn't mean I do too. I should have known better than to confide in you. You don't get it because you've never been anyone's favorite. 8th Queen. Well, I'm Whisker's favorite. Ugh. For the second time in just a few minutes, Dahlia storms out of the room, though this time it's clear she's angrier than she is upset. But at the very least, Huxley stood his ground this time. Dahlia looks like she's going to go sulk over tea in the kitchen, so you feel safe in leaving them alone while you get back to work. As long as she isn't at his throat, she can be mad all she likes. Oh wow. Today you finished your cane for Huxley. Rather than draw attention to it, you left it in the foyer for him to find. You're excited to see his reaction. He carefully picks up the cane. It's not a perfect recreation, but one you took a little bit more time with. The relief carvings spiral down the cane. They aren't detailed, and scale is a difficult factor for you, but they were chosen with care. Stars in simple comedy and tragedy masks are the main motif you chose. The masks feature prominently on the metal handle as well. It's certainly more ornate than before, but you use the same ancient medallion as before as the inlay. A careful reconstruction of the original gift with a little extra love put in to make up for the loss of the first. He holds it with his arms, standing there in quiet thought before he breaks the silence. Ah, you're probably around, right? Right, there you are. Geez, I've just realized I don't really know how to talk to you, especially since I've been avoiding you. You had to have noticed that. Sorry about that, and thanks for this. I really didn't think you cared about me at all, since it'd be pretty easy for you to just think of me as some object for your entertainment. But you surprised me. Don't think I'll be getting dressed up swanky to match this thing, though. It'll be for knocking stuff off shelves and helping me down the stairs, and that's it. Dahlia steps on the stairs, frowning as she looks at the conspicuous cane in the foyer. Huxley's initial joviality clears right up at seeing how she's looking at it. Ah, that cane. I suppose I should keep my distance, then. What do you mean? It's not like you'd break it a second time. I told you that was an accident. You're still trying that, huh? I guess I didn't mean to imply that you wouldn't break it again out of the goodness of your heart, anyway. You only wouldn't break it because you got in trouble for it the first time. And I suppose you had the time of your life with me locked away in there then, didn't you? Not having to deal with me encroaching on your time with Whisker, the owner. Perhaps I should worry of how you might think of ways to get rid of me for longer than that. You're just trying to get a rise out of me now. How so? It's the truth. Unless you think everything I do should be about you, too. I am the only one who hasn't been acting that way over you, after all, so I would understand your confusion. Why are you so jealous of me? Jealous? There's nothing to be jealous of. The owner is only giving you attention because you're a novelty. You're new, and they'll get bored of you. Shut up. And even if they do, whatever. Whiskers, my friend, I thought you were too, but whatever. One is plenty for me. At least he cares about me. You never care about anyone but yourself. Whisker quietly enters the room, having heard the commotion and his name being used. He looks especially worried. That's not true. I care about the owner, or else this wouldn't even matter to me, because they care about me too. Oh, yeah? Then what happened to what you said before about their silence being fine with you? They can ignore you all they want as long as they aren't giving attention to anyone else? You're not sure at all about whether they care about you. You're worried you're just a toy to them, because you put all your worth into getting their approval. You make yourself miserable, Dahlia, so stop coming up with ways to blame me for that. Neither of us control what they do. Neither of us can know for sure how they feel. Neither of us can guarantee we're more than just possessions for them, so it's pointless. If you don't want to be my friend, just leave me alone. You sit in silence for a moment. Is that really how he feels about you, even after you went out of your way to make him feel welcome? He's right about Dahlia's insecurity, but maybe he's the same. Maybe he just can't trust you. You don't like it, but it's hard to completely disregard his point of view. You aren't in the same position at all, and he knows it. Surely he realizes how long you've dealt with Dahlia and her dramatics, though. If you threw out toys every time they were difficult with you, you would never have any. Dahlia returns from the kitchen. Huxley, what? What do you want, Dahlia? You really don't understand a thing. You ruined everything. Don't you get it? Dahlia? Dahlia holds a kitchen knife in her hand. I was wrong. I can admit that. Wanting friends was wrong. It should have been just us. Even Whisker doesn't need to be here. Whisker is quick to flee. He bumps into the box, knocking the lid open. He uses it for cover. You're acting nuts. If you want the cane so bad, just take it. I just won't have anything. It's better than whatever this is. I don't want this stupid cane. I just want things to be like they were. Dahlia, please. You're scaring me. You begin to reach in for Dahlia, but she lunges before you can even come close. You're doing it on purpose. Going on and on about how much it doesn't matter to you. Just, about how you weren't even trying. It just comes so easy to you, doesn't it? While I worry and try and actually care about what happens, you mope until everything gets handed to you. I'm not. Please, I'll just go. I'll ask them to take me out of here. That's not good enough. You need to know that you won't come back. Dahlia! Oh no. With the knife swing, there isn't much you can do, but wait. He stopped moving early into the attack. She even tore out his spring and tossed it across the room. Not that he had been able to use it to get away. He's barely recognizable as the puppet you chose by the time she stands up over him. His rubber head was split right up the middle, and now lay splayed on the ground like opened butterfly wings. It's like each half of his face is a mask, each displaying a different emotion held in his final moments. His lining is shredded, his stuffing tossed every which way. He's beyond salvaging. Whisker, you weren't always so bad. I'm sorry about this. You step away from the dollhouse. How did things go so wrong so quickly? You need to find something to put Dahlia in. You can't leave her in there, but you don't want to pick her up while she's acting like this. The knife is the size of an X-Acto blade to you, but you don't doubt she would stick it right through your hand if you gave her the chance. Assuming she didn't go for a vein instead. You find a jar that should be about the right size, and grab a large paintbrush to shove her into it with, and return to the dollhouse. You're met with the burning smell and the sight of smoke exiting the windows. You find Dahlia sitting in the attic. In the brief time you were away, she set the room ablaze. You can smell some sort of accelerant. It makes you wonder if she put some thought into this before about what she would do. It occurs to you to attempt to scoop her out into the jar, but the fire is already creeping up the sides of her dress, of her hair. The dollhouse is definitely ruined. Huxley and Whisker are beyond saving. Horrible as she has been, she's the only thing left. You reach into the dollhouse with your tools and scoop the burning doll into the jar. It's kinda my fault. Yeah, she acted really jerk. But I'm basically God in this scenario. I had the option to give them both things, to reassure her, to let her know that I was not replacing her. And I didn't. I didn't have the option. The character I am playing as did have the option. They didn't give me that option. It's lucky for her that you chose a glass container, or you wouldn't have even had the option. You hurry her into the bathroom, the lid held over the jar to try to keep the smoke from escaping. It's not quite enough to smother the fire. You finally bring her to the sink and turn on the faucet, drenching her and filling the container with water. By the time you've done all this, her cotton clothing has been ruined. Her wool-wefted hair has been easily burned away. Her paper flowers are only ashes in the water. She's naked and charred and unrecognizable. But she's alive. Try as she might to convince you otherwise by sinking motionlessly into the bottom of the jar. You'll have to remake her. The damage is extensive, but she's a monster if you're making. You'll breathe new life into her, and hopefully this time you'll get it right. Ending 2A, The Princess Ashpoodle. Okay. Now, I believe if I read the itch page right, there are 4 endings, and I think that was probably one of the worst ones. Oh, I should have saved, damn it. Okay, well, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna do the cane again, and I'm going to skip all the way past all this fun stuff. And now we're gonna do the leave her ending. I don't like this. It was my fault that this happened, in a way. So I feel like I shouldn't leave her, because I'm just turning my back on my but I'm a completionist. Huxley was right in a way. She's in a hell of her own making. And never has it been so clear as now when you see her being taken by the flames. Cracks form from the heat and her clothes and hair burn away. You look away. You start to think that there was never a possibility of either of you being happy in this arrangement. It's both a punishment and a mercy to let her burn. You leave to grab a pitcher of water for the fire. To scale, it's small and fairly contained. The only damage is to the dollhouse. Still, you move your paint thinners and repair supplies off of your table and spritz down the surface of water to catch any stray embers. And you wait. You don't put out the fire until you're sure she has been roasted in nothing more than porcelain debris. You take some responsibility for the situation. After all, it was your dollhouse. You were in charge of it. But things were clearly beyond any redemption. You're not sure when you'll be up to it, but you'll just have to start over fresh. A new home, maybe new toys. And you'll be sure your control is known to be undefiable so that this never happens again. Ending 2B, the doll maker, the monster maker. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I don't like having, like, complete and utter control over these living, what's the word? Conscious? Something like that, conscious. I don't like having control of these, like, sentient, that's the word. I don't like having control of these, like, sentient beings who have their own thoughts and feelings. Like, this is why I can never be a parent. I don't want to control, you know? I don't want that responsibility. Okay, we're gonna go load. Yes. Now let's see what happens. I want to see if picking these does the same thing. New badge. Right, he's still sleeping on that rickety old metal frame in the attic that's been there for years. You're sure he could use something more comfortable, and on top of that, you can customize it to be more suitable for him. Perhaps it would look nice with some bright colors and a star relief carving on the headboard. Oh god, my cat just keeps grabbing me. Okay, that was my cat. Maybe bed knobs that look like circus sea lions balancing a ball on their nose. The idea is ambitious, but your mind is already racing with ideas. You decide you had better get to work right away. Over the next couple of days, you leave the dollhouse alone to work diligently on the bed for Huxley. You imagine he would like some time without you looming over the house. You have to get things to normal. Time to check on Dahlia. Same thing. I'm just making sure this is all the same. Okay. So this is all the same. But I don't want to hit skip because I don't know if it's going to skip to the next part that I haven't got, or if it's just going to skip to the next choice. Okay. Okay, this is all the same. Okay, I don't... This is your choice. Oh wait, that was different. It said Huxley stood his ground this time. Or, yeah, that was different. I'm sorry. Oh wait, I have history. Well, I'm Musker's favorite of the... Okay. At very least, Huxley stood his ground this time. Okay. As long as she isn't on his throat, she can be met. Oh wow, today you finished your bed for Huxley. Rather than draw attention to it, you left it in the foyer for him to find. He can't carry it up the stairs, he doesn't have hands! You're excited to see his reaction. He approaches the bed, reaching out to touch the headboard as though to check if it was real. You feel a sense of pride in the little piece of furniture being carved out of real wood. It's not some cheap plastic diorama piece from a craft store. Clearly he notices just how much work is put into it. He sits on the edge of the bed, testing out the springiness of the mattress. It's definitely better than the old one in the attic. It's only your hope that he would feel more at home this way. It's a big piece of furniture that can't easily be ignored, and his style is all over it. Like Dahlia's imposing four-poster bed, Huxley's is meant to display he is a very permanent place in the house, and it's all his. You're probably around, right? Don't know how to talk to you, avoiding you. Thanks, didn't think you'd care. You surprised me. I'm not lugging this thing up the stairs by myself. You'll have to move it. Dahlia steps down the stairs, frowning as she looks at the conspicuous bed in the foyer. Jody writes up. What is this? It's taking up the whole doorway. Huxley gets back up off the bed where he was sitting. I don't think it's gonna stay here. It's probably for the attic. Right, the attic. I suppose we'll just dismantle the old one to make room for the new one. Huxley doesn't respond to that. He likely knows it holds secondary meaning in her eyes. I suppose I'll have to do it myself, too, since you can't really help with that. You're just trying to get a rise out of me now. Alright, so jealous of me, jealous. Oh no, it's gonna be the same. You don't care about anyone but yourself. Oh no, blame, blame, blame. Sit in silence, blah blah. What do you want, Dahlia? Oh no, can I save him this time, please? I just want things to be like they were. Lunges before you can come close. Okay, so I think this is all the same. And I'll save her again. I like saving her better. Okay. I have a feeling if I do portrait, it's going to be the same. Ah, of course, a painting of Huxley to put in the wall, on the wall in the dollhouse. A portrait of a sad clown is already a classic piece of decor, so it wouldn't look particularly out of place. But more importantly, it should make Huxley really feel at home by showing him he's part of the household now. It's something special and unmistakably his. We get to work right away. Okay, so I do think if I hit skip, it'll just go to the next new piece of dialogue. Right? Oh wait, that was the same last time, okay. Portrait sits in his frame, resting on the box that he arrived in, that the two will have taken to using as a clutter-catching table. 1 second. You didn't think it would be a good idea to hang it, since they might feel obligated to keep it wherever you first placed it. You want him and Dahlia to find a good place for it in the house. Right now, though, Huxley simply stares at it, eyes tracing over the colorful painting. You originally had intended to make it his resting expression, the classic sad clowning painting. But you instead decided to base the portrait's expression on the passive smile he often gave, seen in his moments of cautious optimism. You feel it represents him more truly that way. He eventually looks up from the picture, turning his head to look around at the ceiling as the toys tended to do when unsure of your presence. Now I can skip. Also, don't think I didn't notice you tried to pretty me up in the picture. It's an awfully generous take on me. Ah, a new picture. There isn't quite room for it down here, though. I suppose if we aren't to keep it in the attic, we'll have to take down one of my pictures. Nah, why the heck not in the attic, since you don't want to see it anyway. Huxley plays right along with Dahlia's comment rather than trying to place it here. You worry about how that will go over. I don't dislike it, but do you expect me to be excited about it? Though I suppose you're quite pleased with yourself. This is my house, and even I don't have a portrait in it. But you show up and, well, it's fitting there should be a picture of you here now and not one of me. Maybe the owner will give me a miniature violin to play for you next. Oh, so suddenly you understand my feelings? Or perhaps you've already made up your mind about how I should feel and you're just directing me? You're just trying to get a rise out of me. And murder. And we'll leave for this time. Yeah, to be fair. Okay. Now, what's the auto? Oh. Okay, so now the thing is that unseen text. Oh no, duh. Is there a gallery? Oh, cool. There's Huxley. There's her killing Huxley. There's Huxley dead. There's her dying. Is this a concept image of her ripping him apart? Oh, fun. A more colored in image of, oh yeah, her slashing him. Cool. And the dollhouse. Day and night. Oh, and there's the kitchen and her room and the attic. Cool. Oh, here they go. And there's the dollhouse on fire, and there's her in the water, and there's her crying. Okay, how long have I can probably try to get a few more endings. Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead because I didn't save. I'll let her know I'm here still. Skip, because I know that's what I did last time. Gonna skip past all this. Help. Yeah. Skip. So this time I'm gonna pick. The next big decision was Dahlia. This is all. Oh shoot. Actually, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this here, and I will do this next time. Actually, because I've already been recording for like almost 30 minutes, and I don't want this to be forever. And there's probably a good amount of content on this other path. So that is all I'm gonna have for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, please. And I will see you, hopefully, in the next video. Bye!